First day, you know, a lot of contact. Great. Looking forward to watching the tape, kind of really seeing, you know, how guys operated with, you know, in real football, where people are hitting you and you got to drive people and there's competition and that kind of stuff all happened today. A little sloppy, I thought, offensively out there at the end. You know, I think what happens that first day, all of a sudden, guys, they come from, it's just treat it like teamwork is like another drill of practice. It's not. That's the game for us. At culmination at the end of practice, you got to find a way to be sharper, tougher, you know, more tuned in, and I didn't think that happened. I thought the first series was just sloppy, like we were in some scout period. So that's all part of the process, though. We got to learn to do a better job with that.
So this wasn't basketball on grass?
No, not today. More like football practice. I'm really anxious to get in and watch the film, unlike the last 2 days where I really wasn't.
Who impressed you?
You know, I don't know. I'm going to watch the tape. Then I'll take a look at it. Probably have a better answer for some things like that tomorrow. Kind of want to watch what you know, sometimes you careful, you come out, you make stupid comments, and you watch the tape and you're like, I can't believe I said that. It wasn't really accurate, you know. So I think probably after I watch this tape, I'll have a little bit more feel for some guys that are really look like they're starting to really have certainly grown.
Gilmer looked good on a couple of his runs.
Yeah, he looked good on a couple of runs. You know, it's just it's all the young guys in there, though. You know, so but we got a good group of freshmen that are working hard. You know, and I thought that was good. I'm trying to give them the 10 minutes at the end. Just let them go against each other. You know, rep them out a little bit, let the coaches coach them up a little bit, and keep them engaged. Because early on, the young freshmen is so hard on them. You know, they don't know anything. So there's, you know, there's assignment problems, and it's hard for them to get in and not jam up the practice. So at the end like that, it's good for them. It's been a tough couple of days. Tough couple of days, as all of you could imagine. Our hearts, prayers, just go out to the Reed family, and you know, obviously, you know, we have Spence here and Britt. We're all very close. Just a tragic events, and just, you know, your heart breaks. That's it. I don't even know what else you could say beyond that.
You've been around him a lot, though. He comes down to
I certainly have, and you know, I mean, I don't know if I'd characterize that as a lot, but he's just a wonderful guy. He is a tremendous person. Their family is just such a close-knit, great group of people. They just really, our heart aches for them.
You have some of your kids come to you like, Coach, you know, I'm having trouble dealing with this, or I don't know if you've ever been through something like this before.
No, I have not had that. I know there are some guys here that are very, very close here that are absolutely upset. It's hard. It's hard. I'm not probably sure how exactly what to say or do or respond. You know, other than just, you know, let them know how you're thinking of them, and that's it. That's it. Everyone does. You know. It's just the hardest thing is hopefully don't know oftentimes what to say. You know what I mean? It's really what can I say. I can say nothing.
Is the entire team going to funeral or
that hasn't been fully determined yet exactly. You know, that all is something that has to be worked out right now. So,
when do you expect them back at practice?
I mean, like, that's the last thing on my mind, honestly. Like, you know, it's just make sure that we have a chance to get over there. However we restructure the day is what it is. It pales in comparison to what we're talking about here, really. It's just a football practice. So I think we'll get all that done.
When will you guys meet for that?
Wednesday. Yep. 2 days of this, and then Wednesday. You know, it's an acclimatization period. So it closes out that way. You have a 5-day acclimatization period. I think that's the right word. And it's 5 days, you know. And then at the end of it, you're kind of into that. You can have 2-a-days, but you got to stagger them every other day. But we won't have too many of those.
How's Montel Harris for the first couple days?
Very good. Yep.
Healthy and
terrific. Yeah. He and Matt been out there. Just doing a great job.
You see him being able to give you close to what Bernard, or him and Matt, close to what Matt and Bernard gave you last year? Or is that
Absolutely.
I think the guys were excited to come out today in full contact practice.
Everybody was happy to get going. You know what happens? It's so hard in that other stuff. You know, you can't hit anybody. You know, you don't want to hurt anybody. You know, you got guys with no pads on. You know, they're trying to fit up. You don't want to put a helmet on his shoulder. I mean, this is pretty. You know, when you get the shoulder pads on, you can function pretty good as long as you stay off the ground.
How are you doing health-wise?
So far, so good. Shit, only just begun.
You saw Kevin out there working. Is his swimming right now?
Yep, natural. He's gonna. Yep. Plus, you know, he just got here. And, a lot of information.
How do you do it? A little bit of time?
No. Get it in. Got to get it in and then come back at it again later. It's hard. It's overwhelming. Just a little bit of time. You didn't force people to reach beyond. You'd still be installing in September, you know? The quarterback's got wristbands on. Some of the calls are long, so we just say wristband 82 and then they can read it.
How about Haraway walking by?
It looks good. That's a guy that's really come a long way. He really has. He's really developing into being a good football player. He's a man. He's an experienced veteran. You know, he's right on top of what he's doing. Everything he does is very precise.
If he had to be, people look around and say there's that main voice of leadership on defense, one of those guys.
I don't know that yet. You know, I think he certainly would be in that pool of guys. I think that's yet to be determined. You know, to me, I evaluate leadership when it's really hard. It's not really hard yet. I want to see when it's really hard who emerges as leaders, when it's not going so good for you, when you're beat up, you're tired, you know, you got chewed out. Then I want to see how you lead. Right now, this is still kind of fun. You know, it'll get unfun here in about 3-4 days.
We were kind of critical of the receivers at the end of the spring game, and Ryan Day was saying Dion and Malcolm really didn't have the best of springs.
Yep.
Have you noticed the change in their, you know?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Good, real good. He's majoring over there in wide receiver right now. Really getting a chance to develop those skills as opposed to in the spring. We started him at tailback and then kind of tossed him there. Now he's starting as a receiver and then we'll give him some tailback, limited tailback.
What about your new Nate Smith? Does he look like an impact guy?
Oh, too early to say yet. You know, hard. It's one thing when you're a freshman young guy. It's another thing when you're a veteran newcomer. There's a difference. You know, a veteran newcomer has had a chance to really, you know, learn how to handle. Sometimes young guys get overwhelmed and it just kind of overwhelms them, you know, as opposed to, okay, I'll be all right, I just got to get through this, focus, you know. So there's a difference between newcomers to me.
Given that Fitzpatrick got a bigger role this year, do you think that?
Oh, yeah. I would say he'll be a very integral part of the offense. No. You certainly find yourself thinking about that. If I did, I'd start crying.